What's up, guys? Today's update added a new ability for combat. It's called Cease, and what it does is stop all attacks you are doing and lasts 6 seconds. This also cancels any channeled ability, any queued ability, disables auto-retaliate, and stops familiars from attacking. Cease has no cooldown, and doesn't trigger a global cooldown, and gains no adrenaline. The effects of Cease will end early if you manually attack an enemy. At the surface, we can see where this is useful. Use Cease at a place where you should stop attacking, so any monster that has a reflect mechanic. So I went to Reprisal since he has the web shield and mirror back spiders that reflect damage. Once Rax uses a web shield, immediately use Cease to stop your character from attacking. The same tactic can be used at Virago when he does his reflect mechanic. There are some other useful aspects of this ability. Looking back at Rax, the old way of dealing with the reflect mechanic is to click on the ground and move away. You would count the auto attacks and plan accordingly. The old way is still doable, but the worst part of it is if crackling procs on reflect. You could take off your armor that has crackling on it, or you can use this new ability. What Cease really does is make you drop your current target. Since you have no target, crackling will not trigger, and you will be safe during the reflect. This also applies at Virago since it's common to take off your crackling armor on reflex. Something to note is that if you wait the full 6 seconds of Cease and you don't have auto retaliate on, your character will not attack your previous target, so you'll have to click on them again to start attacking. In addition to save you some trouble during reflex, there's more benefits to using Cease and dropping your current target. Some abilities can be used without a target and has its own upsides and downsides. Currently, if you have no target, defensive thresholds will cost no adrenaline to use when they normally cost 15% adrenaline, but you still need the 50% requirement. This includes Reflect, Devotion, and Revenge. This does not include Debilitate, since you need a target for that. Ultimates and special attacks still drain adrenaline. Casting Reflect, Devotion, or Revenge right before a boss fight was common since they cost no adren. With Cease, you can do it mid-kill. Let's take Devotion for example. What you want to do is before you cast Devotion, cast Cease. Cease can be done during a global cooldown and will not trigger a global cooldown. You will have no target and you can cast Devotion for no adrenaline cost. After that, immediately click on your target and do an ability for no downtime. If done right, you will have done a threshold without losing adrenaline and without losing time. There's still more uses of Cease. Eating food like rocktails and sailfish normally drains 10% adrenaline, so using non-adrenaline draining food like jellyfish and cerebrews are more common at high-level PVM. Rocktails and sailfish heal more in one bite than jellyfish or brews do, but the penalty would be draining your adrenaline. If you use Cease, however, you can eat a rocktail without draining your adrenaline, since eating food without a target will not drain adren. Remember that Cease can be cast during the global cooldown. It does not trigger a global cooldown. So you can do an ability, then cast Cease, then eat a rocktail, then click back on your target and do an ability. This is all within one global cooldown. This does require more effort than eating jellyfish, but eating a rocktail this way would be a good option. One other place to use Cease is at next AOD. If you use Mage, you normally use Detonate when Nex summons the Amalgamations. During this time, you get in between Nex and the Amalgamations and charge your Detonate, aiming to hit both Nex and your Amalgamation. If Nex is your target, you won't hit the Amalgamation, so you can hit Nex when she phases to gain adrenaline, cast Cease, then charge Detonate without a target to hit both Nex and your Amalgamation. That's going to be the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.